Thanks for trusting MTN News tonight at 10. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Keely Van Mittendorp. First tonight, as the coronavirus death toll in the U.S. climbed above 82,000, a leading expert is sounding the alarm on the danger of rushing to restart the economy.
Nancy Chen reports from New York.
With more states moving to reopen their economies, the nation's top infectious disease expert warned of the risks of going too fast.
My concern is that we will start to see little spikes that might turn into outbreaks.
Dr. Anthony Fauci and other federal health officials testified remotely before a Senate committee on Tuesday. Fauci said many states that have started to lift their pandemic restrictions have yet to meet the White House's criteria for doing so.
I think we're going in the right direction. But the right direction does not mean we have by any means total control of this outbreak.
Fauci said more COVID-19 cases are inevitable as more people return to work. As unemployment soars, state governments are trying to strike a balance between protecting public health and reviving the economy. California Governor Gavin Newsom says allowing businesses to reopen is only part of it.
One of the biggest mistakes we can make in this pandemic as we start to move into a reopening phase is somehow overpromise what it means. None of this means anything if customers don't feel safe.
Washington State is where the first U.S. coronavirus infection was detected. It's about to launch a large-scale contact tracing program to track the disease.
This virus doesn't have any legs. It can't travel without us. And so that if we limit our movement and our exposure, we cut it right off.
Nearly 1,300 workers in Washington State have been trained to keep tabs on the outbreak. Their job will be to notify people who have been exposed to someone who tests positive for the virus. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Montana added 2 additional COVID-19 cases today, bringing the state total to 460. State officials reported new cases today in Cascade and Bighorn counties. The Cascade County case involves a man in his 30s. In Bighorn County, a woman in her 20s tested positive. Of the 460 cases in the state, 19 are considered active. 425 cases, or about 92% of the state total, are considered recovered.
And we now know air travel took a hit the last couple of months at Great Falls International Airport. Traffic was down 95% in April. If you are going to be traveling, you need to check with your airlines because they are cutting back on flights. We spoke with Great Falls International Airport Director John Faulkner, and he says book early and check your flights often.
So if you're considering a flight, make sure you're booking early so that you can get in there and navigate the flight schedules. This is a tremendously challenging time for the airlines, and I think small communities like us, it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out the other side of this. I think there'll be tremendous reductions in the amount of airline service that's available to small communities.
Now, he also says it's a good idea to check with your airline to see if they require masks during flights.
Well, people across north central Montana woke up to snow on this Tuesday, May 12th. It wasn't just the morning snow showers we had to deal with in Great Falls. A band of heavy snow set up over the Electric City early this afternoon.
Brandon Michaels joins us now, and Brandon, today's snow puts us over a milestone for the season.
Yeah, maybe not the happiest milestone, but over 100 inches of snow since it started falling back last year, 2019. So in September, that's when the snow started up. Since then, 101 inches have fallen in the city of Great Falls. That's not a record, but it is the 6th snowiest on record. So we're still about a foot away from breaking that record. We're going to dive into the snowfall stats from today a little bit more. Again, 101 inches for the season. This is our first snowfall of May, 1.5 inches measured today. Again, most of that, in fact, pretty much all of that melted eventually, but that is the total that was measured by the National Weather Service. Looking up at the Doppler network right now, not really seeing too much in the way of snow, but we do have some scattered shower activity. The heaviest of the rain is going to be to the south, kind of due east of Helena and south of Lewistown there. Those showers to the north have cleared out. Definitely not seeing any rain in Great Falls right now. Still chilly though, 38 degrees. Our current temperature. The good news, we've got some nicer weather in the forecast, and we'll have plenty more on that later in the show.
Thanks, Brandon. New tonight, Helena Public School leaders say they're planning for in-person graduation ceremonies with some restrictions, but they still could have to make some changes based on COVID-19. Superintendent Tyler Ream laid out the district's plans tonight at a school board meeting. They're currently looking at holding full school graduations for both Helena and Capitol High School. Each student would be allowed only 2 guests at the ceremonies. but they would be streamed online. Reams said all students and guests would have to sit at least 6 feet apart, wear masks, and confirm they haven't been experiencing COVID symptoms. If the situation with the virus becomes worse, the district could hold 2 smaller ceremonies per school. Reams said this plan will rely on students and families following guidelines.
We would be asking a lot, not just of our families who are going to be attending, but really of our graduates and transitions before, during, and after the ceremonies.
And Reams said health leaders told him it wouldn't be advisable to hold indoor ceremonies of this size. So if they have to postpone the graduations because of weather, they'll plan to hold them the following Saturday.
And in more news around the state, a group claims Governor Steve Bullock's coronavirus restrictions went too far and will have long-term impacts on the state's economy. MTN's John Amy reports the group met with business owners in Deer Lodge today to hear their concerns.
Some people are taking aim at coronavirus policies they claim have gone too far, even to the point of violating constitutional rights.
These are God-given rights. We don't look to the government to give us those rights, so we're going to protect them.
Members of Start Montana, which refers to itself as a grassroots group that is critical of Governor Steve Bullock's coronavirus policy, stopped in Deer Lodge to hear concerns from some local business owners. Though Start claims to be nonpartisan, it does have support from state Republicans.
The voices of the people who operate businesses in Montana were not being heard, period. The governor was tone deaf to that.
Some Deer Lodge business owners are worried about the small town's economic future.
I mean, we've already seen 3, 4, 5 businesses in town not able to open back up. That's just going to continue.
Start Montana argues the governor overreacted to the coronavirus threat and has hurt the state's economy for a long time to come.
Why are we living in fear? Fear doesn't prevent you from dying. Fear prevents you from living, and that's what's happening to a lot of businesses here. And people are going to lose their businesses as a result of the decisions that were made.
And some people involved in this grassroots movement feel like they have the right to even defy the governor's executive order through civil disobedience.
Civil obedience does not mean any kind of violence whatsoever. It just means that at this point, we need to let people know that we're going to open up Main Street, we're going to open up our businesses right here in Deer Lodge.
In Deer Lodge, John Amy, MTN News.
The multi-million-dollar legal dispute between Lewis and Clark County and the state's public employee retirement system is now moving forward in district court. The case stems from the county's separation from Pureview Health Center in March. When Pureview became independent, about 60 employees became ineligible for the state retirement system. The Montana Public Employee Retirement Administration, or MPERA, said that created an unfunded liability and that they expected the county to make a payment of up to $5 million to cover it. Last month, the Montana Supreme Court declined to immediately hear the case, saying it should go through a lower court. MPERA then filed in district court, seeking an order confirming it has the authority to demand payment from the county. And on the same day, the Montana Association of Counties filed its own complaint, asking the court to find it doesn't have that authority.
If this action by MPERA were to stand, governments would grind to a standstill, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
The millions of dollars at stake in this action is not an insignificant amount to our members, retirees, or our public employers.
And the dispute has also grown to include Cascade County. MPERA says their separation from Alluvian Health also created an unfunded liability and is asking for payment of up to $3 million.
Coming up after the break, you're hired.
We highlight companies offering a paycheck through the pandemic.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
And welcome back. Well, Montana Senator Jon Tester is rolling out what he calls a rancher relief program. It's a trio of bills and actions designed to help hard-hit Montana cattle producers get better prices and markets for their product. Montana's other U.S. Senator, Republican Steve Daines, is also on board with the efforts. Tester and Republican Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa introduced a bill to require large meat packers to buy at least half their cattle on the cash market. Tester says it would make it harder for packers to manipulate prices and increases the price paid to feedlots and producers. Tester also is pushing to include language in any upcoming coronavirus relief bills to allow Montana meat processors to sell their product outside of the state. Daines and Tester are renewing a push to reinstate country of origin labeling for meat produced in America.
You can look at me, I eat a lot of meat, and I'll tell you, if I knew it was coming from the United States versus Brazil or Argentina, I'm picking up that package that has made in USA on it every time.
Tester says he hopes there is enough bipartisan pressure on Senate leadership to take up these proposals.
Well, as the state starts to reopen, employment officials are getting Montanans back on their feet. Express employment professionals say they help both employers and job seekers in the Great Falls area. They've been hard at work through this pandemic, connecting essential workers and those in skilled trades with employers. Brian McKinney with Express Employment says associates have been working remotely, but they are still hiring.
We have a person that comes to us with really desirable skills. We'll actually advocate for them, and we will reach out to employers while they're actually in our office and try to land them a position.
The office also has free online classes for those wanting to sharpen their job-seeking skills. They're connecting employers with qualified workers every day through remote hiring and phone interviews. McKinney suggests applying online for work through the agency's website, and we have a link to that online.
And whether you've been fired, laid off, or furloughed, millions of Americans are in need of work now. Luckily, there are a number of employers looking to hire during this time. Pizza places and fast food restaurants are posting positions. One Taco Bell even putting wanted flyers in customers' bags. And let's not forget about all that online shopping people have been doing while at home. FedEx has over 850 positions it's looking to hire. Discount places like Dollar General and Dollar Tree have remained open during the pandemic, and they are still hiring. Pharmacies are another good place to look. CVS has reported sales have been through the roof. With so many offices and buildings forced to close, demands for private security to watch over these places has also gone up. One company, Securitas, is encouraging those who have been furloughed from other jobs to apply. Some more places you'll want to check out include education, technology, and entertainment, along with manufacturing.
And we'd like to remind you once again about a new effort to help Montanans recover from the financial impacts of COVID-19.
The Rebound Montana Relief Fund is a partnership between MTN, AMB West Philanthropies, and the Montana Community Foundation.
It isn't the first time these three of us have teamed up to help Montanans in need. Our Montana Wildfire Relief Fund raised more than $600,000 to help rural volunteer fire departments, all thanks to contributions from viewers like you. This year, in the wake of the devastating impact COVID-19 has had on families and businesses, we're renewing that partnership. We've created a statewide fund to provide safety net funding for rural and tribal communities adversely affected by the pandemic.
Now, if you can contribute, please go to krtv.com/relief. There you can access various funds that have been set up. MTN and AMB West Philanthropies will match the first $150,000 donated to the Montana COVID-19 Relief Fund. Anything you can afford is a way we can all help our fellow Montanans rebound.
Well, we are still tracking some rain for tomorrow, but then things are looking up for Thursday. We'll have the forecast up next.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
We talked about the rain and also the snow, but let's talk about the temperatures today too, because they were unusually cold for this time of year. You might expect that considering that we saw snow in the middle of the afternoon. Only 41 the high temperature in Great Falls, 50 in Lewistown, 44 in Jordan, 47 in Glasgow, 43 in Cutbank. The only semi-warm spot of the state was down in the southwest, places like Butte, Bozeman, and Dillon, at least getting into the 60s today, but still cooler than average for this time of year, and had, of course, lots of moisture moving through. The little batch of rain in northeast Montana has, for the most part, cleared out here, but we are still tracking a fairly good band of rain, kind of paralleling I-90 to the north there, so that's what we've got our eyes on here. this evening, and we're going to have our eyes on some more showers tomorrow too. We showed you a graphic like this earlier in the day today. We've got an upper level trough, we've got a big area of low pressure, just lots of instability and moisture in our forecast for Wednesday, but that is not going to last forever. Both of those things are either going to exit or break down, and in their wake, we're looking at nicer weather for our Thursday. Sunny, warm, looking pretty decent as we close out the work week here. So let's take a look at future track. Again, we are continuing to track a couple of those showers, mainly down to the south, could be pushing into the Lewistown area and into parts of Fergus and Judith Basin County overnight. In general, more cloud cover than anything else. A couple showers here and there, not only tomorrow morning, but redeveloping into the afternoon hours. You can see just starting to see a little bit of scattered activity, and that lingers through the day. Might actually get a little bit of clearing into the afternoon, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of sunshine and a couple of thunderstorms possible as well. And then we continue to clear out as we head into Thursday. Again, Thursday is going to be a lot nicer day. You see lots of sunshine here through about the early afternoon. Eventually, some of that moisture off to the southwest will catch up to us, but most of us are going to stay nice and sunny and dry for Thursday. And we're going to be looking at significantly warmer temperatures too. It's definitely chilly this evening. It's 41 in Lewistown, 38 in Great Falls. It's only 33 in Cutbank right now, and then mostly 40s looking off to the east. As far as overnight lows, not a huge drop in our temperatures. We do have that cloud cover, and that's going to help us out a little bit. So 38 for Jordan, Wolf Point at 37, 34 in Great Falls, and all the way down to 30 in Cutbank. So some spots are falling below freezing once again this evening. Through the day tomorrow, temperatures rebounding to a more comfortable range, but still a little chilly for this time of year. We'll fairly quickly make it into the 50s. We should be right in that 50-degree range by the late morning to early afternoon, but as showers redevelop here and we keep the clouds around, we are going to see those temperatures kind of taper off as we head into the afternoon hours. So tomorrow's high is still a little cool for this time of year, but definitely more comfortable than today. 56 in Great Falls, 55 in Fort Benton, a couple of spots like Helena and Jordan, as well as Wolf Point getting up into the 60s. Now Thursday's high temperatures are quite a bit nicer. Warmer spots are going to be right around 70 degrees. That includes Harlem and Malta and Jordan. The rest of us low to mid 60s, close to average, comfortable for this time of year. And something else that's going to be nice about Thursday, less wind compared to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. We are going to have some spots tomorrow that are looking at wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. The wind, though, not much of a factor into Thursday. In general, about 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour at times. So pretty big improvement there, but then our weather changes once again as we head into Friday. So scattered showers for us on Wednesday. Pretty nice day on Thursday, warmer and sunnier. More rain in the forecast, though, by Friday, and mostly sunny skies for Saturday. So we get some more sunshine there, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even though the temperatures stay a little bit nicer, we're still going to be tracking some showers and storms. Guys?
Thanks, Brandon. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news, Special Olympics Montana making a major announcement for a different kind of summer games.
How the organization plans to continue a tradition amid coronavirus concerns.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
And welcome back to the 10 o'clock news. Well, Special Olympics Montana announced today on Facebook Live that their 2020 state summer games will be entirely virtual in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The games will begin on May 18th and run through July 17th. There will be 4 two-week sessions and a 1-week break for July 4th. Now, each session is called a quarter, and there will be new events released for each quarter with 3 levels of difficulty to account for varying ability levels. Instructions and video examples for the first quarter events are already posted on Special Olympic Montana's website, SOMT.org. Some of those events include the 10-yard dash and squats. Sports Vice President Jamie Wood says that a positive to switching to virtual games this year is that more people will be able to participate.
We have a lot of teams that do attend our traditional state summer games, but for some it's just too far. It's too much to travel. It's too much stimulation for some of our athletes. This is an opportunity for them to maybe join in on a competition that normally they didn't. So we encourage everyone to get involved.
And opening ceremonies will take place on Sunday, May 17th. Closing ceremonies will be on Wednesday, July 22nd. Both of those will be on Special Olympic Montana's Facebook and YouTube pages.
Well, life has started to return to normal slowly. MTN's Nick Petriccioni caught up with Montana State head football coach Jeff Choate to see what he's been up to while staying at home.
The life of a football coach can be hectic, but Montana State head coach Jeff Choate has taken this newfound time off to enjoy the important things in life.
Spent a lot of time with my daughter, which has been kind of a huge bonus. I mean, how many get, she's 16 years old, sophomore in high school. how often am I going to be able to spend this much time with her? Probably never again. She's getting her driver's license. She's got her permit. So we kind of have to put our road hours in every day. So if I have errands that I have to do, she runs me around town.
While he's teaching his daughter JC how to drive, he's loved being family oriented. Well, most of the time.
Just got a haircut yesterday, Nick. It was a pretty big day. My wife had tried to cut my hair, and God bless her. I've been married to her for 25 years, and part of the reason is because she didn't have to cut my hair.
And hitting the brakes for once in what seems like forever has been a welcome addition to Coach Choate's life.
I haven't been golfing, or I've been hiking a bunch, and working out when I can, and doing yard work, and that's been awesome for me because my schedule is so regimented. I have so many obligations that I have to take care of, a lot of travel and things like that, that I'm really enjoying not having to do anything, to be honest with you. It's been kind of nice.
And he can enjoy it a bit longer through the summer. In Bozeman, Nick Petroccioni, MTN Sports.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast next.
Welcome back. More rain in the forecast. We got scattered showers in the forecast for us tomorrow. A little bit better chances, you can see there, as we get into the afternoon hours. And it's not just rain. It is possible tomorrow that we are going to get some thunderstorms, at least no snow in the forecast.
Well, there's good news for morel mushroom hunters or those looking for a new outdoor hobby. The Helena, Lewis and Clark National Forest will not be requiring permits to hunt in the woods or along riverbanks for the flavorful fungi. But there are some rules to follow for those who are going after them.
Now, mushrooms need to be cut at ground level to reduce impacts to the fungus. The mushrooms must be cut in half lengthwise at the time of collection, and hunters can't rake or dig for the mushrooms. To learn more, be sure to visit us online. I hope you guys had like a little notepad there, all the requirements.
I was telling Brandon earlier, I've never been mushroom hunting.
Yeah,
I've seen them out. I mean, maybe not morels, but I've never actively
wonder,
sought them out.
Yeah, if there's any in our area or how that works.
I guess we have to start looking.
Right, I'll like don my orange vest. We'll go out maybe for
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have tonight on the 10 o'clock news. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.